Hey everybody, it's Chungking Heiden, and I'm back with the Hellsen versus Heiden campaign. This is Warner Pacific Admirals Edition, Scenario 2. I'm playing Japan, he's playing the Allies. We got a big one today. Oh my gosh. We captured another base behind him on Luzon. Hey, so, let me tell you something right now, guys. This is going to be a huge turn. We're either going to be a giant hero or a giant zero. I am really nervous. So right off the bat, we start off with some sub-activity in the Malacca Strait near Georgetown. Nothing came of that, but we kept that sub busy. That's not what I was hoping for. Well, we already hit a mine, so uh, yikes. So I don't know if you noticed that we went into the Calcutta hex, and here we go. We are unloading at Calcutta. We're going for it, guys. I'm going all in. So right off the bat, we are going straight into Calcutta. Okay, we're taking a moderate amount of casualties here. That's to be expected on big unloads. Okay, we got more to do. Guys, we're going for it. We are landing. We're landing in India, in Calcutta, going straight for it. Okay. Alright, and I got multiple destroyer minesweepers in the Calcutta hex sweeping mines. Ah! Well, that's our second mine hit right there, guys, but he can't have that many mines here. I calculated less than 200 at this point. Ah. Man, this is getting costly. So it looks like we've had at least 3 mine strikes in Calcutta right now. I was hoping for less, but I did plan on there being some losses due to mines. Okay, I-10 at Vava'u. That's actually important. We need to keep that in mind. I-10 Vava'u aircraft. I'm going to write that down. Because that's a base that I think is very important to him. Alright, here we go. Great. Great. So weather cancellations are ready off the bat, but nothing major. Severe storms, man. What is it with the weather in Australia right now? It's not what we need. Okay, big raid coming into Wuchao. No, this is Luchao. I'm targeting the runways. I'm looking for supply hits, but we didn't really get those today. I'll take this anyway. And again, heavy rain is going to limit our bombing effectiveness here. Not a particularly good result for that many bombers. Wow, that's pretty sad. 18 aircraft and we get 1 runway hit. A little bit better there. Okay. Okay, partial cloud up at Baton should be good for us. We should have good accuracy today. And we do. That's what I want. Airbase supply hits. That's key to us winning um, in Luzon. Good. Okay, so we're going for a resource strike on Charter's Towers. Unfortunately, the weather's bad again. We do get a few resource hits, so that should give us some points. Just not as many as I was hoping for. Okay, AM phases in the book. So far, no Allied counterattacks. Ah! Dang it. Oh, so far one ship has sunk due to mine hit. No Allied counterattacks as of yet. Okay, let's fast forward through that. Let's get the airstrikes. Oh man, this weather. Okay, the Allies chose not to intervene in any way today. So now it's time for the ground phase, and it's going to be a big one. Well, maybe not. I don't know if we have any combat scheduled, but we're getting troops into position. Okay, more ships coming ashore at Calcutta. Okay, more casualties, but this is all necessary for us to land all these troops at Calcutta. Yeah, these losses are whew. But we're bringing in so much stuff. It's not. Look at this. We're bringing in so much stuff. I mean, I guess when you consider it, it's not that bad. Oh, and there's Port Blair. Better late than never, right? So we're landing at Port Blair. And we continue to land at Calcutta. All right, let's see if we get what kind of ground combat we're going to get into this turn or right now. Oh, this is just me clearing out some trash here. Don't mind me. Well, that wasn't so great. So he left a core that had literally one device left in it. We killed it, and now that thing gets to respawn in Chungking. So, in hindsight, maybe that wasn't the best idea. Yeah, I don't think that was a good idea. It's kind of a waste. We should have just left it there. It wasn't going to hurt us, right? Alright, this is me shock attacking him. I'm trying to clear this unit out once and for all here. And it doesn't look like we're going to do it. I can't believe that. You gotta be kidding me. Why can we not take these guys out? Oh, this is frustrating. Look at these odds. Why are we not able to take these guys out? Another day he gets to survive here. This is me just kind of feeling things out to see what he's got here. So 93 to 26. Alright, we got that guy out of there. So, we cleared this road here. He's in the wrong op mode, too. We cleared this road here, and displaced them out of the way, and now we have supply lines opened all the way up. Okay, over to Java. This is Parmakasan. We are going to take this place without any fight at all. Allied bombardment. So now we get to see what he's got here. And he's got nothing. He's got nothing. He left this place abandoned. That's insane. Looking at the math here, guys, it does look like we're probably going to be able to take it without much effort. Jeez. And that's not even all my forces landed yet. Okay. Got some airfields going up in size. These are all good for me. That's great. So there it is, guys. We are in India. Big time. We're all the way in. Like, all the way in. And it only cost us maybe 2 to 3 ships to do it. We did it, guys. We are in. Well, guys, welcome to India, officially. We now are in Calcutta. Can you believe that? January 21st, and we're in Calcutta. Let's take a look at the numbers here. But first, I do want you to know this was a very special occasion. This was a very great turn, so I will be celebrating this turn with the gin and tonic. With a splash of lime and lemon juice. It's so good. Okay, aircraft losses for this turn. For once, we did better than the Allies. We lost one Nell. He lost a PBY-5 and an A-20. Look how few PBY-5s this guy has lost this campaign. When I played Allies, by this time, I had like 30 losses. I don't know what this guy is doing that he has no losses like this, but jeez. Yeah, let's not look at that either. Okay. Top pilots, that one Nell that was lost did not result in a KIA, which is great. So no pilot losses today. Pilot replacements. Let's see what we got here. No wounded pilots at all. That's great. And for the reserve group, it looks like we have 3 pilots coming back. And here's what I'm going to do for now. I've been talking about it on my Discord. And I think what I'm going to do here is, instead of just dismissing these guys, I'm going to let them sit for a while. Now, I've tried this in a previous campaign. I let them sit for a couple months and they didn't come back. So when they're wounded in the reserve and they don't have a return date, I think that they don't ever come back. But This guy is too good to let go. He's 74 experience, so I'm gonna let him sit for a while. We've got nothing to lose letting these guys sit, so we'll give it a few months. We're gonna keep very close attention to Agusa and see what happens with him over the next few months. Maybe we get him back. I hope so. Anyway, taking a look at the army loss points this turn, despite how bad it may have looked for me, it didn't result in any points for me. The Allies lost 3. I lost 0. And remember, those loss points only count if the enemy inflicts the losses. If you lose them loading or unloading during an amphibious operation and they weren't lost due to direct combat, you don't take army loss points. So, despite losing almost 1,000 troops on the landings today, that doesn't hurt us points-wise. Ship sunk. We lost the destroyer minesweeper W11. It's worth 3 points. It's not a. It's one of my better DMSs, but you know, you got to pay to play, right? Okay. For strategic loss points, we actually gained 10 points today. We hit Charters Towers again, and we got a little bit of points out of that. So 10 points on there. For the turn, we gained 96 points, bringing the win ratio up to 2.281. And you're gonna start seeing these numbers really accelerate here soon, especially next turn. We're gonna kick this up into high gear. All right, so let's take a look at Combat Reporter here, and we'll start with sea engagements today. We just had an ASW attack in the Strait of Malacca, and at Calcutta, we had a lot of mines to deal with. So this ship took a mine. We'll take a look at that later. It looks like we cleared about, let's see, 13, 40, 40, 50, 86, 120, 120 mines so far, but there's more. There's more in there, so we may take more mine hits next turn. It is what it is, so I'll do my best to divide these guys up and to make more minesweeping task forces, but you know, what can I do? I had to clear these mines, right? So there's more to clear, but we got a lot of them. On the ground, we had a little bit of ground combat here in Tayun. We were just doing a bombardment. Parma-Kassan, we took that base. Calcutta, this is what we know he's got here. He's got Fort William, Eastern Command, a lot of anti-aircraft, and a lot of engineers. So we'll talk more about why I went into this hex like this, but this is one of the main reasons. I wanted this. I want these. Okay. Let's see. Some more ground combat in China. This one was kind of a pathetic result. I don't understand why we're still not being able to break through here. He had literally 38 AV, so we had 4-1, but we still could not take that place. Well, 4-1 before the adjusted. My bombers are just not getting through this turn, so we're stuck here again for another turn. We really need to break through soon. And then this was a waste. I took out one gun, which sends the entire Chinese corps back to Chungking to reform. Oops. Nothing really to talk about airwise today. Just routine bombings here. Lu Chao got some good hits. Charters Tower, we got some resource hits. None of the rest of that really mattered. Second, some activity at Brunei. And we can see that there's definitely some infantry there at Brunei. But we figured that anyway. Suva. Let's see what we got at Suva. Anything that we can detect? There seems to be some sort of minesweep or something in the hex. That's all we know. Rawalpindi, that's in India. It's way too north. Khabarovsk is in Soviet Union. Don't really care. Sydney. Something going on at Sydney. Okay, we know he's got aircraft, I guess. That doesn't tell us much. And Anchorage. Again, a lot of SIGINT hits up in up here right now. I don't really know what's going on. I feel like he's maybe prepping for some sort of offensive out here, but I have no proof of it. But there's just a lot of SIGINT happening in this part of the world right now. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay, ops report. We'll start with the intel screen. Had some big bases that went up today. Yokohama, size 7. Saigon, size 6. Bangkok, 7. Cooktown size 3, which is really good for us in Australia, and Kansian size 3. These are going to generate a lot of points for us. Japanese tab. We captured Pamakasan, which is on Java, and this is a weird one. Look on Luzon, guys. I don't understand this at all. So this base flopped over on us due to proximity. So what I'm not understanding is why. Why do these bases keep coming back to us even though he's closer to them and he has the AV here? It doesn't really make sense to me. So now he's completely cut off from Clark, but that doesn't really matter to us because I'm gonna let these guys do their thing. All they're doing out here is eating up supply. They're getting nothing for their efforts, and we just keep retaking the bases by proximity behind them. I'm not understanding how this mechanic is coming to this conclusion, but it makes no difference to me. If you look at this, guys, Tugugurao is another base that he may take soon, but we've already evacuated. Everything is now on a pari. I just have 2 units to evacuate, and we're done here. And everything will be back in Manila, and it doesn't matter what he does in Luzon, because everything we need is in Manila. So you go ahead, Hellsen, go have your fun. You're going to end up back here, and all these bases are going to be back to my control when you're done. Okay, what else we got? Repairs. Looks like I-17, which was a sub that was damaged by air attack near Hawaii, has been repaired. We can get it back on the road. And the rest of these are not very consequential. And in sub-report, I want to point this out to you. Some activity near Vava'u, and this could be important. So Vava'u is a base over here. And I've always known that this is a very important base for us to own. Well, let me take that back. It's an important base for the Allies to own, because you can build the airfield up to a size 7 and the port up to a size 6. This is one of the best bases you can have if you no longer were to own Fiji, for example, right? Vava'u is a good base to have for the Allies. I figured this out last campaign when I played the Allies. So I have a sub here keeping an eye on it, but it got spotted. My guess is that it was probably a search plane from Pago Pago, but I can't be certain. So we'll watch this base. I would love to have this base so he can't have it. But, you know, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, and that's it. So let's talk about this turn, because there's a lot going on here, guys. First of all, Northern Pacific, nothing happening, other than some SIGINT up near Alaska, but we can't really get much from that. Hawaii, as far as we can tell, he's just got some minesweepers in the Pearl Harbor port. We are pretty well detected here, but I just want my recon plane flying recon missions, because I'm not. Let me take that back. Naval search. I do want that happening so I can see if there's any ship movements out here. Up here in Japan, home islands, nothing to report at all. Okay, China. We have a lot to talk about. So, firstly, let's start with the fact that we can't break through here, but that's okay, because we've opened up this road, so at least we have good supply flowing into Ankang, and we have supply flowing up to here, and we have other supply routes into Sion. So nowhere is our supply lines threatened at this time by any of his troop movements. But I want to draw your attention to one little area. Do you guys see that? Well, take a look. We've got 3 divisions in here, guys. And as far as I can tell, Hellsen did not see it coming, because we don't see movement indicators anywhere. We don't see any idea that he knew this was coming. But I knew it was coming for a while. So I've realized pretty early on that we were never going to break through here. At best, we can hold, but we cannot take it. So trying to go this way is completely a non-starter. I don't have enough troops to go up to Changsha this way. We're not going to go this way because I don't have enough troops here. But I have a ton of troops here. So what I elected to do was send a huge force up the Ankang Road and across the mountains here. We're going to break through here, and then we're going to drive into the Chungking plain. And we are going to catch Hellsen way flat-footed, because if you take a look at all these units up here, nothing has moved arrows. Nothing. He's way out of position to stop this. So, because I knew this was going to happen, I have been secretly, or not so secretly, building up the base of Ichang. It's already at a size 6 airfield. We have a lot of aviation support, so we're going to start moving bombers to support an attack this way. And I think we can use our air forces to suppress his troops and slow them down in the field so we can get ahead. Uh, I I think this is a huge opportunity for us to do some great work here in China. So I think it was a completely successful operation, and more troops are coming, and we should be able to get in and bypass all these troops up here that are now out of position to stop this. So I expect to see a lot of little move arrows next turn, and this is going to completely shake up the Lanchow offensive too, because instead of staying to defend up here, he's probably going to want to pull some of these troops down towards Chungking now. Now that we're at the we have a chance of breaking through. So this is kind of a huge move for me, guys. We're so close to breaking into the Chungking plain, and it's not even February yet. We found a weakness in his defenses, and we're going to exploit it. So that's the good part in China. I do see some issues, though, and they're mainly right here. So I think I may have bitten off more than I can chew at Luchao. We're okay in the hex, but now he's moved troops into this hex, and I do have a unit keeping the supply lane open, but it's not the strongest unit. And I see a movement arrow from Changsha, so my concern is that he's going to send reinforcements down this way, right? And potentially break into this hex and cut me off from my supply, which is coming in from Canton. So that is a little bit of an issue right now. So what that means is we need to really expedite on our operations in Nanning. So I think we need to kind of step it up a little bit and get moving on that thing, so we can open up another route into Luchao for our troops, a plan B routing. So that's not so great in China. It's not the end of the world, but I just see some issues. So down south we're a little weak. Up north, we're in a great position to do some good. This tastes so good, guys. Now, let's talk about Calcutta. So, me and my staff were talking about this. I don't want to name names, but the plan was to go into Diamond Harbor, right? We secured Chittagong as a diversion. Then we took Diamond Harbor with the intent of landing there. But then we were looking at this. We were looking at these units that have a move arrow heading this way. And someone said, well, wait a minute. Why don't we just go into Calcutta? And if these guys are in strat mode, you stop them from moving. They cannot strat out if you're in the hex. So I don't know if they're in strat mode, but I hope they are. Because if you take a look at what he's got here. Let me see if I have Combat Reporter open still. Look at this, guys. Look what he's got in Calcutta. This is this unit can't move. I don't think Eastern Command can move. He's got a ton of engineers. I'm talking a ton of engineers in Calcutta. And a lot of AA as well. And this is good AA. We have a chance now that we have gotten into this hex of destroying or heavily damaging all of these troops here. And we know we've got the advantage, right? We have 1300 AV on the ground right now, right? And we've got more to unload. There's more coming in. This should be enough to take Calcutta, because most of these units have crappy AV, right? Most of these units are low skill, low experience, low morale. The only unit that has any real power is the Indian Brigade, and even that's not that good. Fort William has basically nothing. This is going to be a pushover, guys. We have so many forces here. And we got more to land. So I think we have a great chance of taking out a lot of these units tomorrow in Calcutta. We'll take the base, destroy a huge amount of his troops here, and then the sky is the limit, right? We have more troops landing in Diamond Harbor. I didn't want to do too much into here because I knew that first of all I expected motor torpedo boats to be an issue. He packed them all up, guys, and disbanded them, which I think is pathetic, but that's my opinion. I still love Hellsen, but this playstyle is not helping him out at all. But look, I sent in a bunch of destroyers to clear this place out. We actually didn't even need them. And I got minesweepers in here. None of my transports took any mine hits. We landed unopposed, more or less, right? This destroyer did take a mine, the Tadashiwa, but we can patch that up. That's no big deal. Well, it looks bad, but we're going to save this ship. But we're in Calcutta, guys. It's January 21st, 1942, and I'm already in Calcutta, and I'm about to take it next turn. I can't believe it. I planned everything for this. And the whole reason that I went into India so soon is I want to cut off China from supply from India. I want China so bad. That is mission priority number one. So my goal here was to get into India, open up a reasonable defensive zone, and then cut off all supply coming into China from India, right? We've just now, by the time we're done here, when I get all these bases taken, right? There's no retreat path for any... Oh, take that base too. There is absolutely zero retreat path for any unit, basically, on this line. Everything... These drawings are getting out of control. Hold on. Let me clean this up. By going into India and quickly taking it, we trap everything on this line. Nothing gets out. I will have these bases in days. And then I can continue my attack into Burma and continue into China from another direction and eliminate all these forces over here. And China will then be down to the fuel from Lanchow and the supply from Chungking and Chengdu only. Basically, that's it. And a little spattering of light industry here and there. He's going to be so supply strapped. There's no way we can't take China by the end of the year. So that's why we're in India right now. That doesn't mean that I can't expand further into India later on. But primary mission, goal number one, was to take Calcutta, trap these troops, trap all these troops over here, and completely shut off the supply that can get into China from India. Right? We've already got the Rangoon... the Burma road. We're about to take the fuel out of Magway. I'm trying to get into Lanchow, but it's not, going so well. We'll get there. He's really going to have a hard time in China when we're done with this, with supply. And that's the way you win in China. You starve him to death. So, we have a lot of opportunities now in India. The sky's the limit. It's only January 1942. Most of his reinforcements aren't even here yet. We're going to be very well positioned. In the next week, we're going to have a lot of bases here. It's great. In the Dutch East Indies or Malaya, Sumatra area, we're still pushing down this way from Sabang. We should be in Medan in about a week or two. Week and a half. And then we have oil going back into Malaya. On Java, guys, I have all of my combat troops assembled in Malang. I've got another Air Force unit coming in here. They're unloading right now. So now it's time to start our attack on Surabaya. So next turn, we're going to start moving towards Surabaya. In 2 turns, we'll be there. In 3 turns, we will own Surabaya. In the meantime, my armor is here. We'll take this base next turn. Then we'll take that base in a couple turns. Then we'll take Semarang and Jakarta, and we cut Java in half. So we're doing really good on Java right now as well. Nice, slow, controlled, steady pace. And we're keeping our lines tight, keeping our Air Force in. We're untouchable here right now. On Mindanao, I'm just moving troops around, but basically we have these guys trapped here. Right? We have these guys coming into Oroquieta, and they can't do anything. We got Hellsen on a little belligerent expedition on Luzon, right? But he keeps losing bases behind him for reasons I don't quite understand, but I don't really care. So now he's getting cut off from his supply, and as these guys continue to be out of supply, their fatigue will go up. That means that the more units get disabled, and then they start dying. He may get to Apari, he may get to Tugugarao, but I'm already going to be evacuated by the time it gets there, and we've left nothing behind. No supply is left behind. So this expedition only cost him supply and more fatigue and more disablements and no gain. And we're retaking the bases behind him as he goes up. So he's not even getting points for this. This was a disaster for him, I think. This was a waste of time. Fine with me, though. Dutch East Indies, where you kind of talked about it. We're going into Java. Let's talk about the Solomons. I have nothing but good news to report. I've got more troops in Townsville right now. So I'm debating about whether or not I actually want to attack this base yet. I kind of want to wait for more reinforcements. I would like a decisive battle here. In the meantime, I'm going to keep chipping away at the resources at these other bases, because once I take the base, I don't get to strap bomb them anymore, and I want to get as many points as possible. So my thinking is on Townsville, don't take it until I have a chance to bomb it some more. I would love to get some more of the resources out of there, just to get the points before we take this place. But yeah, we continue down these roads to secure more of these little railroad centers so he can't rail into anywhere up here. We've built ourselves a nice little area of control by taking Rockhampton and Bowen, where he can't get up there, he can't get out of here, and we have carte blanche to do whatever we want up here, and he can't really do much about it, right? He can't get troops into Clunkery, so I know that's not going to be an issue. All he's got is what's here in Townsville. And once we reduce that, it's going to be weeks before we see any Australian troops get anywhere close to threatening us in this part of Australia. And also, if we look at Rabaul, I have some good news. It looks like this AKE that was damaged by a torpedo will be in Rabaul in 4 days. So we move 2 hexes a day. This ship at Rennell Island, the France Maru, we put the fires out, and the ship is ready to get back underway. And I think we're good enough to move it down to where I was going to move it anyway, without having to worry about submarines. Because my guess is that there's not going to be any submarine threats of any real value over here. So I might take this ship and move it anywhere through here without risk of it getting hit. Yeah, it's just great. Guys, this was an awesome turn. I don't think I could have asked for better. We're fully committed to India now. I have 6 divisions, guys. 6 divisions in India now. And we can rapidly expand and push out and kind of test the waters and see where we want to go with this. But more reinforcements are on the way. This is just the beginning. But I have 6 divisions in India, in Calcutta. We will own Calcutta by next turn, guys. And there's nothing he can do about it. So I would love to hear your opinion on what you think about this turn and what you think about my overall strategy right now, right? So I think it's safe to say that this Australia landing, while it did have a purpose, was not going to be our main thrust. You guys probably figured that out by now. I'm in here mainly to extract 1,000 strat points from this area and hold on and delay him from building these bases up for quite a while, because these bases are crucial for counterattacking the Solomons and Port Moresby and all that later on. So every day that we own it is a day he's not building it up, and I have no intention of building up any of these other bases here. I'm not going to build up a base for him to use. In fact, I don't even know if I want to go to size 4 on Cooktown, because that would just give him a base to bomb me from. I don't even think we need it. I think we can fly normal range missions with full ordnance with the size 3. I'll see next turn, but the Australia diversion, hopefully it caused him to redirect for a few days. But our main thrust is here in India. And we got in here with basically no casualties, very few ship losses. this Sir Robin thing that Hellsen's doing, I really think is the wrong approach because he's giving up so much ground right now. It's just going to be that much harder for him to take it back later on. I feel like he could have put up a much better fight in Calcutta than what he did. He should have left his motor torpedo boats here. They could have sunk several transports with troops aboard. They could have done any number of things. But instead of leaving them in the Hex to fight, he disbanded them and put them back in the pool. I don't think that's the right way to go about this. He didn't put up any kind of aerial attack at all. Like, there's nothing. I I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's just the worst example of Sir Robin I think any of us have ever seen. And you guys can watch with me and see if it's going to be worthwhile. Was this the right approach or was this the wrong approach? By giving up so much ground so early on, is he going to just counterattack me so vigorously that I can't stop it? Or are we going to have a chance to build such strong interior lines that he can't break through in 1942? Because he's not making us lose anything to do this. You be the judge as to what is the right way to go about this. I think I know what it is. In the meantime, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please come talk to me on Discord about this, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out. Oh, have a drink.